Hello all. I would like to return to the question, to the original question that people asked. Did I design my schema correctly? To answer that question, we actually need to see your business requirements. I'm going to show a couple of simple examples that demonstrate that it's not enough to see the tables. You need to understand what was the original idea. For example, we see two tables, table of restaurants and the table of cities. We see the ID of a city, name of the city, ID of the restaurant, name of the restaurant. There is a link to city via city ID, and we see the license number. So apparently, like each restaurant needs some sort of ID or some sort of license um, to sell food to people. Did I design my schema correctly? You're going to ask. It looks like that, yes. But how about this one? You can see some changes. You see that in the table of restaurants, there is now a parent company ID column. And you see that there is a third table called parent companies. And it also has IDs. It has its own legal name, distinct from restaurant, of course. And it has a column called license number. That's a bit too complicated. And if you think about that without knowing anything about how the restaurant industry looks like anywhere, yeah, maybe it makes sense. Maybe it's a parent company that needs to have a license, and then they can open one or more restaurants. The problem here is that it's not even about normalization or data types or something like that, the purely technical aspects of the database design. The problem is about business requirements because we don't know which one is correct. Who needs the license? We need to see the business requirements written out in a human readable form. For example, restaurant may have a license. This information needs to be collected from the partner. And then the first variant is correct. Or restaurants may be owned by a parent company. Parent companies may need a license. This information needs to be collected. Sometimes even in different cities, countries, situations, whatever, you may need both. You may need a license for the restaurant and a more general license for the holding company, for parent company. We need to know that. You actually can self-check by writing down your business requirements in like a semi-structured form. Of course, you have a like general like understanding. You can explain to somebody how your industry works, but you need a bit more structure. And for that, I wrote an entire book that basically the first half of that is dedicated to exactly that question, how to extract the table, logical table design from human readable texts or vague understanding, interviews with stakeholders, whatever. You can go to databasedesignbook.com and check out the table of contents. Here's an example how this structured form looks like according to the approach that is presented in the book. Let's take the second variant, which is a bit more complicated than the first one. And this is only one of the tables, graphical, like document tables, spreadsheets that you need to fill in as you work on structuring your business requirements. This is the table of links. So you have the first column, you have two so-called anchors, also sometimes known as entities. You have a link between parent company and the restaurant, and you also have a link between city and the restaurant. We know that. We recorded the cardinality here, both are one-to-n, one-to-many. And we describe this link by providing a pair of sentences in both directions. A parent company owns several restaurants, and in the other direction, a restaurant is owned by only one parent company. Same for cities. A city can have several restaurants, of course, and a restaurant can be in only one city, of course. Both sentences make sense. You know that they are true. You know because of that's how reality works, or that's how your business works. And the last column is where this link information is basically stored. Here we just provided the name of the column where this ID is stored. So this was another example why you cannot table diagrams is not enough. In the follow-up videos, I'm going to talk a bit more about modeling approach from the database design book. Also, we'll talk about why when people tell you to normalize your tables, this is often non-actionable advice. It's often meaningless. It's not useful to even try to follow that. Also, I wrote an article about how to design ERD diagrams, entity relationship diagrams. You can read it via the link below, but I'm also going to show that as a couple of videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.